to Game Boyz News. I'm Pat.
I'm Bowman, thanks for tuning in.
Hardcore gamers rejoiced last week when Dark Souls 3 was finally released for the PS4, PC, and Xbox One. Dark Souls 3 is supposed to be the last installment in the Souls series. The DLC was also announced, and that will be coming in fall. You ever play the Souls series?
No, I haven't dived into them at all yet. I'm really intimidated by them.
Yeah, they make it really intimidating. It's possibly my favorite gaming series of all time. I really like this series. I think that it really knocked it out of the park as far as risk and reward and kind of giving you the feeling of accomplishment that a game should when you beat it. This series, when I beat a boss that I've been having trouble with, I just, scream out with joy, and it's just an overwhelming feeling of happiness. I started with Demon Souls, and I've been playing Dark Souls 3. My review is coming next week, and it's going to be a positive review. I have a few nitpicks, regarding it, but it's could be the best in the series.
Without diving too much to your thoughts of the game, what would you tell someone who's never played it before? Would you tell them not to play Dark Souls 3 right now and build their way up to it?
No, it doesn't matter at all. The games are very, very loosely related.
Okay.
If you want to start with Dark Souls 3, go ahead. The only reason I would say don't start with Dark Souls 3 is because you get Dark Souls 1 for $5 or something like that on PC. Whereas Dark Souls 3 is $50 right now. So, and actually for the next week, you can get Dark Souls 3 on Amazon for 20% off. So keep that in mind if you're interested at all. And I will link the Dark Souls Collector's Edition unboxing here.
Awesome. Well, it looks like Ken Levine, one of the writers of BioShock, was actually signed on by CBS to direct a new Twilight Zone pilot. Now, the twist on this one is that viewers will actually have a choose-your-own-adventure format where their decisions will affect the outcome of the episode.
Huh, that's interesting. You know this about me. I, for one, love the original Twilight Zone. Rod Serling, phenomenal writer. I could gush about this show all day long.
Same.
I mean, even today, there's a few episodes, obviously, that are kind of like silly and aged, but there are some episodes that still blow my mind when I've seen them for the first time. And it's just a phenomenal series. If you haven't seen it, check it out.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I'm pretty sure it's available on Netflix, but how do you feel about the whole choose-your-own-adventure format? Do you think that'll work?
It's strange because, to me, Twilight Zone, the whole point of Twilight Zone is to surprise the viewer and kind of throw them a curveball out of left field, and the whole idea of a choose-your-own-adventure for Twilight Zone just doesn't really make any sense to me.
Yeah, it just feels like it's going to be really, really campy.
Right.
Whenever I think choose-your-own-adventure with horror, I always think of like the really stupid Goosebumps choose-your-own-adventure books.
Yes, that's exactly what I thought about.
Yeah, so I think it's a cool idea. I mean, I definitely welcome it. The time is now to do something like this because we're in the age of smart TVs.
Right.
TVs are basically computers now, so we can do this, and we're moving away from cable. So as far as like ruining the Twilight Zone series, whatever. They've already like trashed it and torn it apart.
Yeah, I'm not like, that's not how I feel in regards. I just think it's kind of strange. As far as ruining it, I definitely don't feel that way. It's not like, the Star Wars prequels where they're like canon in the series.
Yeah.
It's just that series. The Twilight Zone is only 58 to 63 or whatever. Or I think 1958 to 1963. I don't consider any of that other stuff part of the series, and I'm not too worried about it being tainted. Just a strange choice, I think.
Do you think other TV shows should pick up this format?
Well, I think that maybe like adding in an optional Walking Dead where, you have a choose your own adventure where maybe one of the outcomes is that the writers are competent. That'd be good.
Some stupid thing happens in the show and you're like, no, let's just change that.
Yeah, exactly. That could work. Well, in other news, the world map for Red Dead Redemption 2 has leaked. confirming that both it is a prequel and it's coming at all. Still no confirmation yet on whether a PC version is coming though. And the new map reveals that there are several new areas expanding the old map, so it's going to be a much larger world.
Awesome. I mean, I actually need to play this game. I never played Red Dead Redemption. I played Red Dead Revolver. Would you consider that
See, I never played
similar at all?
Red Dead Revolver.
Yeah?
I just played Red Dead Redemption, and you know, I liked it enough. It was a great game. Don't get me wrong. Like quality-wise, production put into it, but for me personally, I always buy the Grand Theft Autos, and then they're really cool at first, and then like a third of the way or halfway, I just lose interest. I don't know if there's just too much to do, or if it's like, my personal opinion is they give you so much, but it's almost kind of bland.
Yeah.
Like, it's almost too much with not enough substance. So, although they give you all these little neat things to do in the world, which is cool, the actual missions themselves always seem to be like the same. Go here, kill this guy, steal this thing, come back here, go here, kill these guys, come back here, go here, rescue this person, and come back, steal this car, whatever. And, you know, that's just my personal opinion. I got bored of it. I actually played probably more of Red Dead Redemption than I did of Grand Theft Autos, like percentage-wise of the game. But, you know, it's something to look into. I love the Old West.
Yeah, that's what draws me to it.
Yeah, it's an interesting game. It's definitely worth playing.
I guess, yeah, we're definitely in the minority here because people love open world games like Skyrim and Fallout. That's just never my thing. When you give me a giant sandbox to work with, I get bored so fast. I like a game with like I need storyline to really pull me in. I need characters that I get attached to, not just like, oh, side character number 1000. Like,
it's got to have a good flow.
Exactly. And that's really why I quite can't get into it. I definitely will give it a shot because I love Red Dead Revolver. So if it's at all similar, and like you said about Western theme, I love that too.
Yeah.
So, all right, well, cool. It'll be something to look forward to.
Yeah, it's something to check out.
Yeah.
So this week I did something a little different, and I reviewed a book that I have been reading. It's called Good Intentions, 30 Years of Nintendo. And I've been enjoying it quite a bit, so check out my review. Good Intentions, a 30th anniversary tribute to the Nintendo Entertainment System, chronicles the history of the NES in a way that could only be done by someone with the utmost respect and nostalgia you could only get by growing up in the era. The 326-page book is available in both color and black and white, although I'm not sure why anybody would want the black and white version. The reason why I say this is because the book is simply beautiful. It features full-page colored layouts of everything from technical readouts of chipsets to screenshots of the game that is featured on the page. If you are ever interested in the Nintendo Entertainment System, this book is for you. One of my personal favorite sections of the book is the opening, which chronicles the events that led up to the creation of the NES, as well as the people that were involved. There are write-ups that detail their entry into the gaming market in the form of their arcade machines, and dive deeper into the Famicom and NES with full pages dedicated to the 10 NES security chip, which notoriously caused the blinking screens we're all so fond of, as well as the zero insertion force slot, which gave the NES its toaster or VCR attributes. Each section is broken up into eras and years and features a list of games that were either hidden gems or staples in the console's lineup. In between each section, there is a page listing all games that were released that year along with their corresponding box art. The book doesn't just stop with games though. There are also multi-page articles featuring failed accessories and peripherals, and even a few pages on Nintendo Power magazine. If you grew up in the 80s or early 90s and the NES played a part in your life, then I recommend picking up this book. There's a little something in here for everyone, and it is a great way to both learn more about the NES as well as possibly transport you back to your childhood.
This week in gaming releases, the highly anticipated sequel to the Star Fox series, Star Fox Zero, is being released for the Wii U on April 22nd. It'll come in a variety of packages. You can either get it as a physical combo pack for $60, which will include Star Fox Guard, Or you can also buy the game standalone digitally for $50 and then buy Star Fox Guard for $10 if you own the digital game. You can also buy Star Fox Guard for $15 on its own as well. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm nervous as hell because I'm a huge Star Fox 64 fan and we never got a Star Fox 64 sequel. We just never happened.
Well, I mean, it's just, there's never been a game after that was the quality of Star Fox 64.
Exactly.
And there were attempts, there were failures, and then there were the oddities like Star Fox Adventures.
Yes.
And it's just, yeah, this is one of those situations where I just have not gotten my hopes up in the slightest bit. So if it's good, I'm going to be really excited and blown away. And if it's bad, I won't really care. So
I'm biting the bullet, and I'll be purchasing on day one, so I will definitely post my thoughts in the game.
Okay, cool. Well, coming out today, Shantae and the Pirate's Curse is releasing for PS4. This is just the PS4 release of the previous released Wii U and 3DS game. Shantae is a classic platformer style, and I believe this is the 4th game in the series. Do you ever play Shantae?
No, I've heard great things about it. She can like transform into different creatures.
Right, yeah. I've played a little bit of it, and yeah, it's fun. I definitely recommend checking it out if you ever get a hold on
I get really,
Game Boy games. Or...
I get really put off by like indie platform releases because they always feel kind of all the same.
I mean, this is a classic series. This game started on the Game Boy Color.
Yeah,
so...
actually, what am I talking about? You're right. Yeah.
Right, so it's worth checking out.
Awesome.
This week in game deals, the Mega Man Legacy Collection on PS4 is only $16 right now on Amazon. This is a great bundle. It includes the first 6 Mega Man games all released on Nintendo, remastered, includes an art gallery and also some new challenge modes. And yeah, I love this bundle. It's great for people who have never played Mega Man or who are fans of Mega Man.
That's awesome. And also, if you check out our channel, you'll see that Pat also did a video on the unboxing the special editions, as well as you have some long plays on there.
Right, yeah, I beat 2 and 3 live stream on PS4, so I'll be playing more of those to come.
Awesome, can't wait to see it.
Yep.
Well, also on sale on Xbox One, Sunset Overdrive and Rare Replay are retailing for $10 right now at Toys R Us. It really feels like you're just giving away Xbox One games. Like, yeah. I can't believe these deals. I keep seeing them pop up.
Yeah, they're really cheap, and these are some of the best games on the Xbox One. If I had an Xbox One, Sunset Overdrive would be the very first game I bought, and Rare Replay would be right there with it.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
So, if you have an Xbox One, definitely pick these up. I mean, if you have an Xbox One and you don't have Sunset Overdrive, you need to buy that game.
What are you playing right now?
Yeah, seriously. If you have an Xbox One and you have Sunset Overdrive, go get this deal for $10. This week in gaming history, Animal Crossing is celebrating its 15th anniversary for the Nintendo 64, which in America we got it on the GameCube. Originally released as Animal Forest. How do you feel about this game?
My God, I fucking love Animal Crossing. I've been a fan since the GameCube release, and I'd probably say that the DS version was probably my most played one, the original Wild World, because the GameCube one, I was, you're a kid in school and like you couldn't.
Well, I spent many summers playing Animal Crossing all day long, all summer long.
Yeah, if you've never played this game, I would recommend either
the 3DS version.
Yeah, probably 3DS version would be the best one. But if you want a console experience, I'd probably suggest either the GameCube or the GameCube one for sure. Yeah, these games are great, and
I adore this series. I mean, for me, this series holds a special place in my heart. Like, I had birthday money, and I went to the store to buy a new game. This is, what year did this come out? 2002? I think so, in America. So I go to the store to buy a new game. It's like my 14th birthday. The internet, I was using the internet, but not for gaming information, really. So I go to the store, buy a game, don't know what I'm going to get, and I see this game, and I see that it's a first-party Nintendo title. Never heard of it before. It looks weird as hell.
Yeah.
And you know what sold me on it was
that
it came with a memory card. It came with a memory card. I thought that was so strange. and I looked on the back and I saw that it used the entire memory card, and that just, it's something about it. I knew nothing about the game. Something about it just really intrigued me, and I spent my birthday money buying this game, full price, $60. It just come out, and that wasn't like normal for me to do. Like I could buy one game, and I just took a complete shot in the dark and got Animal Crossing, and I could not put this game down. I immediately fell in love with the series, and I've not stopped playing it since. The 3DS version, probably it's probably my favorite game on the system by far. And Animal Crossing as a whole, as a series, is probably easily in my top 5, maybe my top 3 Nintendo series. And that's really saying something. I mean, you got Mario, Smash Brothers, Zelda, the Donkey Kong series, Metroid, and Animal Crossing is just really up there. I don't know what it is about it, but it just so much charm, and yeah, it just really holds a special spot in my heart.
Yeah, I found out about this game actually through, I don't know if it was Tech TV or G4, but I watched the remember X-Play, Extended Play. Mm-hmm. Adam Sessler had a review on it, and I just was like, because for me, all my favorite games are always very strange, obscure, original ideas. Mm-hmm. And like this was right up my alley. And I remember the time element of it was awesome, because I grew up in I'm one of 5 kids, so I would literally wake up before my brothers would wake up, so I could get to the store early and buy everything. And like that type of experience was so cool to me. Just the whole, you don't really get games like this, like the local aspect to it. The fact that you're able to post in the message board and stuff, and like write letters to your brothers, because I didn't have a phone, I wasn't texting by then.
Sure. It was definitely, had a lot of interesting ideas, and I remember the main one for me that kind of like stood out was the Nintendo games that you could put in your house and play. You could play full Nintendo games in your digital world, so you're playing a game in a game. Like
that was a huge deal, and also it even included the Game Boy Advance link cable part. Right. I don't know if you really explored that too much.
I never used it, but I'm familiar with it.
It was awesome. Like you could explore your own island on the Game Boy Advance, mm-hmm. and then once you got back home from school, you could hook it up and get all that stuff you got from the island. You could also, the link cable also let you play a lot of those Nintendo games on the go. You could download them. That was incredible, and I don't really feel like Nintendo will ever do something like that again.
No. So all in all, Animal Crossing, really fun, really unique experience. If you haven't played one, please just go out and check it out, and we'll see you in a few years when you're done. How's that quesadilla treating you?
Oh, fucking terrible. I'll never fucking eat Wawa quesadillas ever again. It's been tearing my stomach inside and out right now.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm gonna shit a lot later.
Okay.
It'll be good. It might be better than the Animal Crossing board game.